Hello, everybody, and welcome to Catalyst of Change. I'm Alexia Cito, and we are so excited to be here with you with our very special guest here in London, United Kingdom, Aylin. And we are so excited that you're here with us. Aylin is a author. She has a PhD in performance studies. She's the founder of Soul Performance. She is so multifaceted and multidimensional in so many different ways. And I'm so excited to dive into this conversation. Thank you for being here. And, it was amazing when we first met. I really was so captivated by your wisdom and your presence. And when I started learning more about what you do and how you express and how you also empower others to do that, I thought, wow, this is actually so extraordinary. And it's something that the world needs. It's something that we need. So you are a catalyst of change and you're bringing that forward.
Thank you.
Yeah. So one thing I'd love to start with is just what inspired, like you have this PhD in performance studies, you're an author. What inspired you to focus on this idea of performance, and what does that actually mean in the context of what you're creating?
Yeah. So my PhD was based on performance studies, and I realized that as social beings, while we're growing up, we're just internalizing others' opinions, and we lose our authenticity as we grow up. And because as kids, we have all the inspirations, our channels are wide open. But as we get into the society, make friends, we are striving for approval. And that condition, as social psychology explains us, we need to adopt the rules and norms and social norms and codes of the culture. And then we kind of change who we are just to get that acceptance, and then on the way, we lose our authenticity. And this strikes the most the artists, because the artist needs to have a very unique voice. They need to become a very a profound, pure channel of what comes to them. But when you go to a professional job as a screenwriter, as I did, people tell you what to write. So you start to write their ideas, and then what happens is you lose your creativity and you lose your even motivation to create anything.
Wow.
Yes. In life, we all have plans, right? We all have a story to tell. And in my method, I use the narrative approach to self. The self, this term, has a very deep philosophical background. And when we say the word self, it means a lot of things. But from the very basic point of view, in sociology, we use the self as a term to define ourselves in society. Who am I? What's my story? And how do I relate to others around me through this definition? So I help in my method, using the narrative approach to self, for people to realize what kind of narratives they use to define themselves. And these have a specific questions. Who am I? What's my story? Is the first two questions. And where am I headed? So because everyone has life plans. And this is this creates the central meridian of a person's life story. Where am I headed? What's my goal? And how am I going to achieve this? What's my motivation to create this ideal? And about authenticity, is this authentic desire of mine? Is this my desire or is this my mom's?
This is such a key thing because so many people, we have, like you had said, all these things that we pick up. And this can be from a young age.
Mm-hmm.
This can be from any time of our life, you know, and with what you're sharing with the soul performance studies, is this like a process that you guide people through to answer these questions? You have like a special method?
Yeah, I do. And the method is based on the practical part is based on Tao teachings of Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha.
The founder of Love, Peace, Harmony.
The founder of Love, Peace, Harmony, world-renowned miracle healer, and an amazing human being who serves all humanity with his teachings and techniques, the Tao techniques.
Yes.
Tao technologies. And yesterday I was giving a training and I told them, the group, if there's one thing I want to share with humanity, just one teaching, if they ask me what it would be, I said I will teach them the foundation practice. Like activating the lower dantian, the kundalini energy in the heart center.
So for anyone that doesn't know, like, what is the lower dantian, what is a kundalini, and what do you mean by foundation practice?
So basically, we have 5 energy centers in our body, and this is based in traditional Chinese medicine. And in the teachings of Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha, in all his books, anyone can find these teachings.
Yes.
So we have 5 foundation energy centers. So the lower dantian is our core. You know, in all like kung fu movies, you will see that the warriors are like very like strong, and even though that they lean back, they just whoop, they're back again because their core is so strong. Their energy field is so strong, nothing can beat them easily, you know. So I teach that to be strong in life, whatever happens in life, whatever comes towards you, if you're like core is strong, which is actually the lower dantian, then they cannot take you down. You are strong, you know. So I say lower dantian is so important to like be grounded. And then the kundalini energies in the teachings is about our ancestral storylines, coming back to the narratives, you know. And there's such a like healing power there in the kundalini energy. So when you like activate and balance it properly, using also the taking the lower dantian's power, which is giving you balance. On top of it, if you activate the kundalini, then your like channels are open and you start to receive inspirations. You heal yourself from any kind of like negative information you carry, and bringing from like I will use this term, but from past lifetimes, you know, because I teach that there is the soul, and soul is an eternal being. And this soul is the immaterial aspect of a physical being, says Plato. And also Aristoteles as well.
Wow.
He says the body and the soul is one, but he says that the rational soul is eternal. Because Plato thinks that the soul has cognitive powers. It can think and it carries information, and this information is carried through all lifetimes. Aristotle also says this. He says the rational soul, the one that can think, its information is carried to other lifetimes as well. So I explain that we all have a soul, and this soul carries lots of stories. The soul has a narrative. And in each lifetime, we come with a specific narrative, a message, some qualities, like a character. Soul character has some qualities. And then we have a specific message, and then we have a specific purpose. What's my goal? You know, what's the soul's goal in this lifetime? What does it want to achieve in this lifetime? And here comes the trick. What is the negative information in my soul that prevents me to perform this? Because as the Tao teachings teaches us, all information comes with its negative counterpart, right? If there's a positive quality, then it has its balancing negative counterpart. So if I have the talent if I carry the virtues of light in a very, very high level way, I also carry the opposite of it, which means that I need to be very careful in all my actions, speech, and thought, not to fall into the negative side of it. And this is the trick, and this is the performance part of it. It's not easy to perform a potential. So our narrative is a potential to actualize, and my method using Dao technologies is to help people to transform any kind of negative potential to prevent their gifts to come to earth, basically,
Yes. And it's like, there's so many gifts I feel like so many of us have lying dormant within us. It's like we have these qualities and we just need sometimes that guidance to just bring it forward and allow it to shine. And like you're saying, like release those layers or those narratives or those stories that are blocking us. And it's so powerful because you've created this incredible process to really walk people through that. And you have used, the Dao technologies. You're using this extraordinary soul performance method and really guiding people into that transformation. And I would love to hear, is there anyone that's gone through the program, anyone that you think of that you're like, that has had kind of like a transformation or something that comes to you when you think about it?
Yeah. So, I did a couple of demo workshops. This is not out yet.
Okay.
Because I haven't published the book yet.
Okay.
The Soul Performance, Art and Science of Authentic Living is going to be published soon. Not yet. So before I really published the content, I didn't want to announce it worldwide. But I did a couple of demo workshops. So what I do in the workshop, there are 3 parts: discover, transform, and perform. So in the discovering part, we help people to reconnect their soul information and find out the answers to these 4 questions. Who am I? What are my soul qualities? What are my virtues? What's my soul message? What's the most significant message I need to deliver to humanity in all my work, in my life performance? And then what's my soul plan? What's my higher calling? And then 4th question, what's the negative information that prevents me to perform this? Okay, so in the first part, I help them to realize this. What happens is first people are like, maybe not, because they resist the fact that actually their higher calling is something other than what they imagined they want to be. Because I thought I will keep writing novels. I will become a very, very successful best-selling author, which I did in my first novel. But I couldn't continue it because life brought me to another storyline. And now, what am I? I'm a soul healing teacher. I teach people how to transform and find their higher calling, this and that. So first they resist. They're like, maybe not, because it's not easy to let go of something you built for many, many years. But then when they stay calm and go to their own corner and think about it, and they say, okay, I see, but I need some time to get to this track. And I say, yes, you need at least 2 years to jump into this other role. Or I say maybe 5 years. So this is also something I want to share with whoever is listening. When we have a important role, it is not easy to step into it. It takes years and years to get there. So like these concepts like manifestation, they're not like easy things to achieve because of our resistances and everything that prevents us to do them. So we need a plan. So that's why the second step, transform, is so important. We need to like work on our inner resistances and challenges. And then 3, perform it. To perform it, you need a plan. You know, like imagine you're like opening a business. You need a business plan, don't you?
Yes.
You need to know step by step what to do. So everyone needs a soul. I call it the magical soul plan, soul's magical plan. So we need a magical plan, step by step. Okay, so I'm here at point A. How am I going to get there? You just need to work on it. And it's very creative and it's very fun. So I have people actually in that part as well. That's like I became their like performance coach. Let's sit down and let's get a plan and let's create you a daily practice and also a 1-year plan on what you need to do.
Yeah, I feel like what you're saying is really key because a lot of people talk about manifestation and these concepts and okay, you visualize, you have an affirmation, reprogram the subconscious, all these things. But you have these additional steps and you're acknowledging, you know, the challenges, which is really important because there's also a lot of people who say, you know, I'm doing this, I'm doing the mantras, I'm doing the, you know, reprogramming my self-conscious and out telling myself all the affirmations, but nothing's changing. So I feel like what you're saying is taking it to that next level of acknowledging there could be resistance, there could be challenges. However, when you have some kind of a plan, when you have these special technologies that can take it to that next level, then the transformation can occur. And it also, even just hearing you talk about it, brings like almost a sigh of relief. It's this ability to know, okay, when I have a plan, I can work it. You know, when I have an ability to see something develop over time, there's not that pressure of like everything has to happen now. There's this ability to accept that things can take time.
Yes, of course. I mean, just even the performance to put a show on stage, how many months they practice every day for hours.
Do you have a theater background? Because I came from theater.
Yeah.
So hearing it,
But I was a screenwriter for 20 years.
So there you go, you know.
So, I mean, so everything takes time. And that's why the word performance comes. It requires daily practice to change a series of like behaviors you embodied all your lifetime. To change it, you need to relearn everything. Embodiment is such a key to embody your like new virtues, your new message, which you just rediscovered. It takes time for you to like become that person.
And I feel too like the environment, the people, everything around is really important. And I want to also bring this in because you have a really exciting project right now where you're creating this beautiful hub that's going to be right in the center of Shoreditch.
Yes.
What? So excited. So next time you watch, you might be on a podcast in your studio. So I wanted to bring that also to attention because I feel like when we are in that embodiment phase of shifting and changing, and when we're around others who have that creative energy, who have, you know, similar heart and similar interests and vibe, and they can, you know, inspire each other, there's this beautiful like community. And I do also feel like that's why people have community as such a really important part through history, through our ancestors, our lineages. Like community has always been, like you started, we're social beings. We have this connection that like allows us to grow. And so I wanted to bring attention to that because that's really exciting. And I feel like having a soul performance hub is going to be such an up level for the people that are actually going to be in your program to be exposed to this kind of method.
Yes, that's so exciting. And I also want to make it a hub for any kind of like creative people. And I want to support them. I want to give them a like a voice there. I want to give them the stage, come there, talk about their work. I will like promote many artists, create like exhibitions and so on. And I also want to like bring together people who have a like an open mind, and art and well-being together, science and like consciousness together, you know. And so I want to bring together the people of the new world, the co-creators. And yeah, so it's very, very exciting for me.
So first of all, congratulations. This is amazing. And we are so excited. And I am so excited to be able to come. We're going to share it with you. So stay tuned. And you mentioned something very big, which I love. And that is the concept of this new world. So, we talk about, for example, love, peace, harmony. We talk about creating this world of love, peace, and harmony. I think there's a lot of beautiful souls on Mother Earth who they see what's going on, the wars and the genocide and all the economic challenges and just everything. It's just so many challenges, and people think life doesn't have to be like this. Like, we can make a change. We can make this new world. Like, we have actually, in fact, the resources and the capacity to do it now if we just made huge shifts as a global human family. So my curiosity is, in your context, when you say that, like, what does that look like for you? What does that mean?
To be a catalyst of change for the new world. Yeah. So if I like look around in my life to the people who are suffering, so I see that there's a common theme. They feel they're not heard, seen. They feel they're not supported. They feel they're not loved enough. They're not appreciated enough, So, and this kills the motivation of any creator, any human being to move on. So for me, I just want to like support these people, empower these people as much as I can, whoever I can find, everyone needs empowerment. And everyone needs love and support and to be seen and heard. We are all so different. I think the first rule that we need to like change is that, yeah, we all have our differences, but we need to find a way to accept our differences.
Yes.
And that's why in my studio, I will also have a ongoing LGBT day to have this community to come and hold events there.
Yes.
And because there's so much going on, they feel like they're not like appreciated enough, not loved enough. And in Istanbul, I grew up with like so many different people, and I'm like very open-minded in all ways. So I want to have all kinds of colors in my studio as well.
Yes.
And this is just one thing, but for the new world, we just need to hold each other's hands and have the big heart to be able to hold as many as people as possible.
Yes.
If I just like support people that looks like me, think like me, then I'm no good. I'm sorry. I just like try to educate myself to have a bigger heart to like, how many more people can I like support? That they're different than me. Maybe they don't even like me. But it doesn't matter. I need to be stable, and I need to put my eyes on the goal that my initial purpose is to serve people and make them feel loved and supported, accepted and heard and seen.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It is so beautiful, and it is so key what you're sharing. I want everyone in the world to hear it and to get it, because it's, what you just touched on is like everything. Because, think about harmony. Harmony. What is harmony? Well, you don't make harmony with one note. It takes all the different notes joining together as one to make this beautiful melody. Can't have a harmony with one note. So it's the same thing with humanity. It's the same thing with people. And I love what you're saying. Like, look around. Look at your social circle. Look at your colleagues. Look at the people sitting at the table of the corporation that are making decisions. Take a look at what is their background, what is their age, what gender are they, what's their sexual orientation. And if you do not see variety, there is a problem. That is a red flag. And that's also an opportunity to make a change, right? So if you at least even have that awareness, which, by the way, a lot of people don't have the awareness you're talking about right now. So I really want to honor you for that, because just alone having that awareness, if you're sitting in a room and you have that level of awareness to even realize that, you're the catalyst. Like, you're the change maker. So take the responsibility, take the accountability, and start making that change. Don't wait for permission. Take this as your permission. And just go do it. You might have to have some uncomfortable conversations. I love what you said. Maybe they don't even like me. But I'm a stand for unity. I'm a stand for love. I'm a stand for being that person. And I want to really highlight what you're sharing it and just amplify it, because it's so key. And I feel like that is just such a potent and powerful message for the world. If everyone could embody that heart and that level of awareness, this would be a completely different world.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's so beautiful. And I mean, you kind of just answered it, but we have one final question.
Okay.
We asked all the guests.
Okay.
And you actually, it's crazy because at the start, when you hear it, you actually basically said the question, which was really cool.
Yes. What is it?
So the question is, if you could be a catalyst of change for one thing in the world right now, what would it be?
Yeah. I would like everyone to be strong energetically and be confident about themselves and place in the world. And that's why actually I want to teach people the foundation practice. Because one thing I found out in my own life, I was a very successful writer, and I went to this book festival in Izmir. Okay. Like maybe 20,000 people were there, and people were coming towards me to get my signature. And I was like having a panic attack. No, because I had such a toxic life, and like emotionally and like in my private life, I had so many problems, and I was like not very, although I was always spiritual, I didn't have these practices back then. Okay. So, I mean, energetically, I was so like feeling every vibration in the room. Like imagine 20,000 people and there's like a whole group of people coming towards you to get your signature. And I was having a panic attack. No, don't come. So I wanted to run away. So every person needs to like grow the inner energies to be grounded and connected. Grounded, you're like a rock. You can stand everywhere in crowds without feeling any disturbance. You can perform your role. Yes, you need to perform your role. You're grounded. And second, you need to be connected to your soul's lights. Then you spread the good vibes only. So because you're performing your role, but what's expected of you to be the catalyst of change, you need to spread your unique soul lights, whatever that is.
Wow, yes.
Yes. So, yeah. And soul performance is actually this: having a life performance aligned with your soul qualities, soul message, and original soul light.
Wow. Yes. I love it. And so powerful and also extremely deep. I feel like we could have a whole other episode just on that. Okay. Maybe that's the one we could do in Shoreditch when the hub is open.
This time.
Yeah.
Yay.
Woo. And I want to welcome everyone to share your soul life and check out Aylin. Go to Soul Performance. You can check out all the links in the description. And we want to thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
And
and hopefully everyone has an inspiration about what they want to create next. And if they're having any challenges, inner resistances, like lack of confidence, lack of trust, not being supported, they can find us and we'll help them to create what they're supposed to create and have their like original, unique performance.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So we want to thank you all so much. We'd love to hear in the comments your experience of our conversation today, what resonated, any feedback, what are your dreams, and what are you going to go after in your life to be a catalyst of change. We want to thank you for commenting, and sharing and subscribing if this speaks to you. And we welcome you to join us in our next episode, Keep Being a Catalyst of Change in your life, community, and the world.
Yay!